It is my pleasure to have Trina Harmon, partner with Sabala Harmon and Case, located in Wichita, Kansas. They're an accounting firm, and we're going to be learning about her history with her firm and a little bit about Trina. And actually, Trina and I know each other. We have some history, so it's really an honor to have you on as my guest here with the Business Spotlight interview. So, how about that? Should we go ahead and get started?
Let's go.
All right. So, Trina, tell us about your business and how long have you been doing it?
Well, I have been doing accounting for about 18 years now. I started off at a regional firm here in Wichita. And then after there, I moved on to a smaller firm. So I kind of went from big to little.
Mm-hmm.
There I worked for two ladies and eventually made partner and bought them out and merged my firm with another small firm here in Wichita. Um, so now I have two business partners and we've merged both our firms together. We've got a great team here with 9 staff members. We do taxes for businesses and individuals and also trusts. Along with just doing tax work, we also do bookkeeping and payroll services for clients, along with tax planning and consulting. We also do compiled and reviewed financials. I mean, the biggest thing that our firm doesn't do is audits, which I did those to start with for 6 years, and I am happy to work with their needs without audits.
There you go. I love it. I also think that it's really kind of cool. When before the interview started, you told me that the industry in our community has kind of changed. And I think this is sort of international. It's like these really big firms, and then there's kind of mid-sized firms like yourself. And so you've seen your firm grow. What do you think is causing that? Are you getting all this flood of people? What's happening to the customers that say, you know what, I need a new firm? What do they come to you with?
I think there's 2 different reasons where we're getting a lot of clients calling in and needing new services. Is one, the tax code is getting more complicated. A lot of people try to do it on TurboTax and they aren't quite understanding because of the complications. So they usually come to us so we can help.
Right.
The other piece is a lot of these smaller firms that have been in business for decades are now at retirement. And so now they're getting bought out by the bigger firms. And so there's just a big need because those clients aren't getting the service they need. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people they just need a new accountant because they're retiring.
Wow. Okay.
So those are the biggest things that we're seeing.
Mm-hmm. And I hear service too, because the accounting industry and the product that you offer is a service product. Yeah, it's about laws and compliance and regulations and accuracy, but it's still about service and understanding the business and the owner and their values and goals and where they want to be in business.
And having people to know, hey, call us if you have an issue. Don't be scared. A lot of them was like, well, I only talk to my accountant during tax time. Like, well, no, because if you would have called me, we could have structured this differently. Right. So there's a lot of them that they come, they just aren't used to that, which is kind of sad in a sense, but just kind of getting our clients to know too, call us, we're an open door. Let us help you.
Right. And if you wait too long, you may lose an opportunity for a strategy or maybe even to comply with something or have a penalty, I suppose. But good. I think having an open door policy is very unique for an accounting firm. Very unique. Yeah, I love it. So what's been the biggest learning curve since you started in the industry? So you started with the bigger firm, then you worked with the women, the ladies, then you started this firm and you've grown this firm to be one of the larger firms in Wichita. You're in the top 20. What's been the biggest learning curve since you've been in the industry?
I'd say the first learning curve I had is going from the big firm where I'm working on huge clients that you work on one client for a month, going to a smaller firm where all of a sudden I have a lot more smaller clients, but I've been able to help them a lot more because there's just a lot more opportunity there. So that was kind of an adjustment going from really, really large to small. But I'd say currently the challenge I would say is the constant changes to the tax code. It's a struggle for everyone, but it's you have new tax codes that come out or changes, then you think you get everything implemented and ready to go, and then they'll change what they're doing. And so then
Right.
you've got to go and reevaluate and redo everything that you're doing. So that's what I found has been the most challenging, is timing it to like, when is this final? When do we go in and start making decisions? So that's
Right.
always, that'll be a challenge that'll last forever.
Probably will. Gives you great job security, I suppose.
Oh
Timing,
yeah, that's what I say.
yeah. Timing, making a decision, and then having a relationship with that client so you can call them and say, hey, we have to pivot or we have to shift because the regulations have changed and it would be disadvantage for us not to, or whatever. And if there's not an open door, you don't know them well, makes it harder to do that.
Yeah.
So another
Uh-huh.
advantage of being with a firm of 10 instead of 1,000 or
Yeah.
thousands or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and we always do too, is we always tell our clients is we always have two CPAs that know their information. So if one is gone, someone else can take a phone call. So
Okay.
we have things kind of structured to make sure our clients have their needs are taken care of.
Sounds like you have some systems in place for that.
Yep.
Yeah, good. So the industry that you're in is, everybody knows about it, but what do you think is what do people misunderstand about the accounting industry, CPA and all of that? What do most people misunderstand?
I think they misunderstand that we aren't the bad people. That's what I get a lot, is like clients, especially when I did audits, is they're like, they're scared of you. It's like, no, I am here to help you. I am here to help keep you out of jail. So
Oh,
that's not my job. I'm not here looking at things, trying just to deny you things. I am really here helping you. What can we do to save? I'm not just telling you no, I'm telling you no because it's not legal.
right.
So I think
Yeah.
that's the biggest misconception, is people think, oh, well, you're an accountant, you're the bad guy. It's like,
Mm.
no, I'm not.
No, you're not. You're probably kind of similar to the dentist. Nobody wants to go. They think it's going to hurt, but
Exactly.
if they go, it's better, ultimately better. Right.
Yes, exactly. That's a good comparison.
Oh gosh, I don't know if I'd want to be put in the same category as a dentist, but I don't know. But I do appreciate, the benefit of that. And we all know what happens if you don't take care of that. It's the same for taxes,
Yeah.
and I know most people don't end up in jail, but penalties
Yeah.
are bad, just as bad.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Penalties
the
can ruin
penalties and
people.
interest. Yeah. If you
Right,
get kind of behind, you can really rack up the penalties, and
right.
the
Mhm.
IRS is not very lenient.
No, nope, they're not very, very much at all. So in addition to being a CPA, you're a business owner, but you're an entrepreneur. This is the third thing you've gotten yourself into. What's your favorite part about being an entrepreneur?
I would say the flexibility. I
Mm,
do enjoy that. Now, outside of deadlines, because between January and April 15th, there isn't much. But in the summers, it's nice. Being
yeah.
able to work from home, or go to the lake and work from my lake house type of a deal. So I say that's the thing I like most, is the flexibility in the off season.
That is great. And I love
Mm.
you have a lake house. Yay for
Oh,
you.
yes.
Good for
Kids
you.
love it.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. And you might as well, if you're going to be sitting at a computer, you might as well be enjoying where you are.
Oh, yeah. And I've got a great view.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'd love an invitation sometime. Just a little hint there. I was just kind of chuckling earlier when we were talking, and I asked you about what you like to read, and you said you mainly just like to read work and tax code stuff. And you said you have to read all the time because the tax code changes, and you turned around and picked something up. So how often does the code change?
Every year something
Every
changes.
year.
Is something expiring? Are they renewing? There's always that year-end hiccup. This
Uh-huh.
year the frustration was is we didn't know what Congress was going to do. Are they going to change? So we're kind of in limbo, and then nothing's happened. But that's also another frustration, is you're
Hmm.
just constantly reading, okay, what's the status now? What's going to happen? Kansas had changed some entity tax structure last year. That's
Okay.
affecting a lot of returns this year because it's the second year. So there's some changes, and we've been in contact with Kansas on. So
Hmm.
it's just those little things you're just constantly having to research and figure out.
Right, right. And you, so there's the state laws and regulations, of course, then there's federal, and then all the other employment related that you also work with people on. And then the estate planning is also, it's a whole nother bucket of challenges. You also
Hmm.
work with clients in multiple states, right?
Yes.
So from a person could reach out to you and you could help them no matter where they're located, pretty much.
Yep. Yep,
Mhm.
we've got people all over the country.
Okay, wonderful. So how do you, as an entrepreneur and owning a business with 10 people, how do you start your day?
My day is started with a cup of coffee.
Me too. Amen. I have
That's
to
what I
have
so
that.
yeah, I wake up, I get my coffee going, do my hair, and then I head down to my office and work for a couple hours before anybody in the house even wakes up.
Oh, really?
So
Okay. So
yeah, I
you
get a
have
lot
you
of stuff done, and then the girls wake up and my husband wakes up, and it's chaos for the next hour to get everybody out the door.
okay. So do you do your first couple of hours from home then? Work
Yep,
from
I've
home?
got a home office, so I work
Okay.
there in the mornings and the evenings, and then as much as possible on the weekends too.
Okay, I've read recently there are some new studies. There are studies that say you should start your day, meditate, and get yourself going. They're shifting that to that you should start in on work first thing and work really hard for a certain amount of time and then break. And so
Hmm.
I don't know if you did that intentionally just because of the business, but it's probably a really good practice as far as the way the brain works. So sounds like you look really alert today. So
Yeah.
you've already been up, what? You've already been up almost 12 hours already, or
Yeah, pretty much.
close to that. So it's working for you.
It is
Um,
nice to get that little break in between because
yeah.
you work, knock some stuff out, and get a little break to get everybody ready, and then get back
Hmm.
to it.
Right. And right after that first cup of coffee, you're going to focus right in on something and give it all your attention. And that's supposed to be really powerful. And people that are doing that now say they get more done in that period than they do all the rest of the day.
Oh, I
Is
100%
it?
agree.
Yep.
Oh yes, I
Okay.
can get a lot done in those first 2 hours
That's really interesting.
because
Good.
nobody's there emailing you or calling you
Hmm.
all the time either. So
Yeah.
yeah, those are productive.
Now, are you naturally a morning person?
Nope,
Nope.
not at
Okay.
all.
All right.
I like evenings. I
Yeah.
yeah, my evenings are my time to shine.
That's you wind down time, or is that when you rev up time?
Kind of both.
Uh-huh.
It kind of depends on the day or what I have to work on. But
Yeah.
during when we're really really busy, then it's kind of like the mornings I get a lot done, and then the evenings is like woo.
Okay. Okay. And then taking care of the business in between, right?
Yep,
Yep.
exactly.
So, what makes you feel inspired about
I
work or life or anything? Always
I
curious.
say my girls, the
Mm,
kids are definitely what inspire
yeah.
me because it's like you want to set a good example for them. You want to show them what good work ethic is. Except for if you ask my daughter right now, she says I work too much. And so
Hmm.
she does not like that. She even told me she was going to be a stay-at-home mom because she didn't want to work as much as me. But in the summer, that'll change.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
that's what I want to
Right. Right.
instill in them
Yeah.
is that kind of work ethic because you see so many kids now that just don't have that.
Hmm.
So they inspire me to be a better person for them.
Wow, that's great. I always think it's an unrealistic expectation for anyone to just be able to stay at home all day because even if you stayed home all day, in the old days, you cooked all day, you cleaned all day,
Oh
you
yeah.
you worked in the garden, took care of the animals. I mean, I don't think there should be an expectation that we should be on our kids like that all day. And so I think I like what you're saying that sometimes we have to be in the field working it, then we get to take a break, and that's sort of tax season and summers for you
Yep.
in a way, kind of balance out
Yeah.
something. So, when it's all said and done, what is it that you want people to know most about you?
I would say I'm not your typical accountant. It kind of goes to most of our people here in the firm.
Hmm.
I try to leave my pocket protector at home most days. So
That's
So
funny.
I would say that's the most thing I would say. If you call me, hang out with me, I'm not just gonna rattle off tax codes. There's more to me than just that.
Right. Well, and like you have a cute outfit on today. We talked about how
No.
cute your hair is, and you've got the pink on, and I'm going to say that's not typical CPA.
Well, yeah, my closet is pretty fantastic. So that was one of my things. I finally got my dream closet. So
Good for you.
also something your typical accountant would not have.
Okay, I love it. Okay, well, if I'd have known that, I might have had you bring me a picture to put that on this interview. That would have been kind of fun to see. Oh, what inspires people? You never know.
Yeah.
Well, how's the best way for people to find you? If they want to know more about you, more about the firm, or if they're interested in looking for an accountant, how do they find you?
Go to our website. It's www.shc.cpa.
Okay.
That's the best thing. You can read about our firm. We've got bios on all of us for staff. Also LinkedIn is a good way. You can reach me out on there.
Okay. I noticed on your website, which you have a beautiful website, by the way, it's very robust. I felt like, and it was a very attractive, but you also have that newsletter that people can sign up for and get information. I
Yep.
think people appreciate that. And so that's one way they can kind of get to know you if they have an interest. I get that newsletter from you guys, and it's always good. You know, even though I'm not in the accounting field, it's always I always find something I'm interested in. So, well, Trina, it's been great getting to know you a little bit better. And thank you for your time, especially during tax season.
Yes,
And
thank
I
you.
will look forward to seeing this interview live. And again, if you want to find Trina, the best way to find her is on LinkedIn or on her website. And I am Coach Lee with Action Coach Business Coaching. And this has been the Business Spotlight.